What's up guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about how you can make high quality production music for under $500. So this whole idea kind of came up to me because one of my friends asked me, like, Zach, how much do you have invested in your setup? And I was like, well, to be honest with you, man, I have a couple thousand. In fact, I have over 10 grand invested, and that's not even a big amount. Like, that is very, very minuscule compared to a lot of people. And that really discouraged my friend, and he was like, yo, I want to be able to do that, but I can't afford it. You don't need all of this equipment. Does it help? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you don't necessarily need it to produce and make pretty decent quality music. This is going to be a list of things you need to kind of get your foot in the door with production, and we're only going to be spending $500 to get it all. So the first thing you're going to need, and this is kind of a given, you're going to need a computer. Now, I'm not putting this in the $500 price point because most people have a computer nowadays. Regardless of what computer you have, you're more than likely going to be able to run some kind of program on it to do some kind of music making. It will not be the best. It will be slow unless you have some kind of supercomputer. But if you don't, and you're like most people who haven't really invested thousands in a computer, you can still do it. Computer's kind of a given. You got to have one of those. One of the things I believe is one of the best gadgets to go with first is a MIDI keyboard. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, why don't you go with a program first? You need something to make the music in. If you buy a MIDI keyboard, most of the time it's going to come with some kind of parameter, some kind of system that you can get in and start making music. So this thing right here, it's the MKII Mini. I think that's what it's called. MKII Mark II Mini? I don't know. But this thing right here is absolutely phenomenal. This was actually my very first MIDI keyboard. I'm going to tell you, I still use it today. It's my backpacker. I take it with me everywhere I go. So it comes with drum pads, you get knobs and faders, you got your keyboard here, you got expression wheels, and not only that, but you get a sustain pedal, which is big on a travel keyboard or even a beginner keyboard. This keyboard at Guitar Center or Sweetwater runs for about $99. It's absolutely insane the quality you get for the amount you pay. I'll put a link in the description, but the AKAI MKII Mini Mark II is a great starting point. Another reason I recommend AKAI is because of what you get besides just the MIDI keyboard. You actually get this program called MPC Essentials. This is going to be an MPC workflow that you can actually download for free and start making music in. It's not a full-fledged DAW. It's more along the lines of, say, just a beat making, but this is a little bit more professional quality than what you can download for free. Still today, I run Logic Pro X, and you can actually use this as a plug-in. So it's a very good program to have if you're looking to get into beat making and you plan on upgrading in the future, because once you learn how to use it, you can keep using it. This also is going to come with two different instruments. You're going to get wobble and you're going to get hybrid 3. Very, very good high quality VIs with lots of sounds that come with them. In fact, I've actually used wobble for string patches and bass synths that I've turned in on projects that I've done for school. So we're still at 99 bucks, and we already have our keyboard, we already have a program to run it in, and we already have a couple of instruments, and that's all because of the AKAI MKII Mark II. So the second thing you're going to need, and it's very important, you cannot pass up on this, is an audio interface. I currently run the Focusrite Scarlett 2i4. This is the second generation. This runs about $200, but you can actually find one for about $120 if you get the entry-level 2i2. That's probably all you need, honestly. You don't need 4 outs. I don't even use 4 outs. I just have them in case I decide to one day. If you're gonna get a Focusrite, get the one with the white lettering. Do not get black. The black is the first generation, and you're gonna run into all kinds of trouble with latency. So please save yourself, even if it seems like it's $20 cheaper than the one with the white labeling. Go with the white labeling. The second generation is a lot faster, it's a lot better, it's going to do a better job. So the third thing you need is something to actually hear the audio. You're not going to want to use your computer speakers. I actually run the KRKs, and these things are pretty nice. They have a little bit too much of a bass response for me. They're not exactly a flat line, but they're very good, and I only paid $200 for each one. But that's still going to push us over the 500 mark. So if you don't have that much money to invest, there are a couple more options. I believe these are Elevate 3s. So these I actually got for about $100 for the pair. They are currently plugged into my TV because they do give pretty good quality sound. I just upgraded. Let's say you don't want to invest in speakers necessarily, but you want to be able to travel with it, listen to it quietly without disturbing your neighbors, because I've had complaints from my roommates several times. Go with a pair of headphones. So these are actually, I use Beats Studios, and I got these for Christmas. They run about, I think, $300, but you can get some pairs secondhand around $200, and they're really, really nice. If you don't want to go with Beats, if you don't really want to follow that trend, they do have a little too much bass when it comes to mixing. Audio-Technica makes some really, really good headphones. Not the biggest brand right now, but they make dang good quality headphones, and they're not that expensive. You can get a good pair of headphones for a decent quality around $200. Looking at it all right now, we're about at $420, so we're under that $500 mark. There is, however, a couple more things you're going to want to throw in. The first thing I recommend is getting one of these. So this is actually a headphone jack adapter. Most audio interfaces are going to be 1/4 inch adapters, where headphones are going to come 3/8. So you got to have a way to plug it in. And you can see, like, you got to have this in order to plug in your headphones. Like, it's not going to work if you don't have one of these. They're about $5. Order one, order two, because you'll probably lose it. This is probably my 6th one. Last thing I'm going to recommend is going to be an external hard drive. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you don't really need that. You know, you can just save it all into your computer. You're wrong. Just being completely honest. Your computer has only so much power and so much it can do, especially if you're running an older computer. I bought this on Amazon. It is a 720 RPM speed, which is pretty dang good. I wouldn't go any lower than this when it comes to any kind of music creation, because you want it to be able to write and read really fast. And it's 1 terabyte of data, so I've been able to store quite a few of my projects on here. I got it on Amazon for like $49. So that's going to push us up to what? Does that push us to like $470? Plus maybe $10 if you buy 2 of those little adapters, so $480. For $480, you have all the equipment you need to start producing. Start producing. You're not going to be making the best quality sound with just what you've got. It is a start. It's going to get your foot in the door. It's going to get you familiar with kind of how everything works, how you set up your own system. It's going to familiarize you with all of that. And you're not going to spend too much money. You're not going to break the bank, because you don't know if you're good at this. You don't know if it's for you, but you want to try it out. This is a way you can do it very inexpensively. Also throw in an extra 99 cents and get one of these, because they're good. That's about all I have. They don't help you out. It's not going to make you better, but they taste good. Also, pro tip, never set a drink anywhere near your equipment, because you will ruin it. It will happen. It may not happen today. It may not happen for 5 years. But you will spill it. Do not put a drink next to it, because if you're going to spend $500, you don't want to ruin that equipment. Yeah, guys, so that's about it. That's all you need to get started. Now, for those of you already running Apple, you can download GarageBand for free. I know people hate on GarageBand, but I will be the first one to say that it is exactly like Logic, just dumbed down a lot. But as far as the parameters, the keystrokes, completely the same. You're not going to get all the editing equipment, but you are going to get a bunch of instruments for free, and you're going to get a loop library for free, which is big. That's very nice to have, along with the instruments you're going to get from your MPK. There are ways to work around it and not have to spend too much money. Now keep in mind, this is very, very, very entry-level stuff. There's a couple other things you could throw in here and there to get way better quality, and I'll do another video about some things you can add to your library to make it a little bit better. But as far as just getting your foot in the door and starting off somewhere, this is a great starting point. You're going to be able to make music. Will you like it all the time, and will your friends like it? Who knows? You could be doing this for 20 minutes, decide you don't like it, or you could be doing it for 20 minutes, send it to Drake, and he wants to make a song out of it. Who knows? You don't know. The only way you're going to know is if you get started. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any requests of videos you want to do, any kind of tutorials, just drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer them all, or maybe even do another video on them. If you've liked this video, please leave a thumbs up. It'll really help me out. And also, if you want to keep up and kind of learn how to build your own studio and a couple of tricks here and there, please subscribe, because I'm going to have more videos coming. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around. Take care.